Hi, I'm Anne, and I'm going to talk to you a little bit about Interpersonal Theory of Psychology by Harry Stack Sullivan. So, Harry Stack Sullivan, he developed the interpersonal theory of psychiatry that kind of led to the interpersonal psychotherapeutic approaches found later by Adler and Carl Jung. So, the interpersonal theory of psychiatry was developed by Harry Stack Sullivan in the early 1930s. In this written work of the same name, Sullivan traced developmental patterns from the earliest infancy to adulthood in order to discover the cause of mental disorders later in life. Unlike Sigmund Freud, who was before Sullivan, Sullivan generalized human development, kind of focusing on all the factors associated with human maturation, including enhancing abilities and strengths, impacting of a person's culture, situation, environments, and even communicating with others. So Harry Sullivan felt a large part of mental disorder resulted from inadequate communication, and the communicative process was affected by individualized tensions or anxieties. So that's kind of an extremely shortened version of Sullivan's interpersonal theory, because frankly, it's way too long and complicated for this short of a video. But for the sake of our sanity, I've selected just the main focus of Sullivan's theory, which is the anxieties, the 7 sections or epochs of development, and the self system. In this presentation, I will also link you to 2 YouTube videos, one of Sullivan's trainees and his views of mutuality in therapy, as well as a video example of interpersonal psychotherapy in action. So, Sullivan's ideology kind of impacted modern-day interpersonal psychotherapy approaches, and now this type of psychotherapy is widely used in the addiction field. So that focuses on spirituality, mental, physical, emotional, overall well-being, as well as like your cultural impacts and other aspects of your living environment. So I chose Harry Sullivan and his interpersonal psychotherapy theories because my passion lies not only in addiction and in counseling, but in communication theory. My undergraduate was focused solely on communication theory, and I think it's very, very important to enhance the therapeutic bond with clients through proper communication channels. So that's what Sullivan emphasizes, and that's what I'm here to emphasize. So Sullivan believed that each person in a 2-person relationship, such as counselor and client, that they're involved in just one portion of their interpersonal field rather than as separate entities, so like they have to work together. In addictions counseling, this means rather than the counselor being stagnant in the therapeutic relationship, the counselor's ideas and perceptions are ever-changing as well as the client's, so they can kind of help each other succeed. There's always more learning and better communicating to do. So Sullivan felt, even though 2 people could have the same diagnosis, such as like schizophrenia or alcohol dependence, but a person's causes and symptoms could be different for each individual, and that a therapist should focus on these differences to help the person succeed. So another thing that I'm also going to do in this presentation, as well as in my paper, is talk about the sociocultural theory and face negotiation theory, which are communication theories that kind of build into Harry Stack Sullivan's approach to therapy practices. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and that I hope you find the presentation that I will include this in informative, and Merry Christmas early. Bye, Mary.